Alright, it says we're live. I'm going to double check my stream here. It says I've got bad stream status. Bad stream status. But we're going to see how that works. Drop that button there. Now, what I have to do is, where's the, I've only got one screen set up here, folks. So I've got to set up one screen that's got the chat. So people chat, I can see that. But then the video that's controlling everything is on another screen. Normally I can have two screens, but right now I've got one screen because this is all a mess. It turns out my Windows machine's not powerful enough to run this. So I'm OBS software and the multiple cameras, and I don't know what I'm going to do to fix that, but in the meantime I'm running this off a Mac, which works fine, except I only got one screen right now, and between my deck, I just, it's in a closet. Remember, this is all in a closet. This is really a sad setup. But I'm making do. We're making through. We're going through. And Bob's your uncle. All right, so I want to open up this window here so that in case somebody says something, types something, I can see it. And with the screen open, all right. Here we go. Good share. Rock and roll. All right. What do we have tonight? We've got an unboxing. We've got some excitement, some eBay excitement, a $5 eBay excitement, as they say. It's kind of exciting. If you caught the last video and you watched the entire thing, sorry. God bless you. These are the world's most boring videos. So, what have I got? I've got an old Illinois that I've been taking apart, rebuilding. Balance staff is, the pivot on the balance staff is gone. So I either have to find a replacement balance staff or I have to make one. My machining, boop, right there. There's one of the lathes. The other lathes over there. You can see a little bit. It's starting to get there. It's starting to come together, and I'll be able to run the. My hope is that, and one day I'll be able to do the video for one or the other comfortably. I don't want to make a balance staff quite yet. I'm not quite at that level of proficiency. With the lathe, I can barely make a screw right now, so let's not push our luck. But I did do some lathe work. I did not actually do what I did was I did some grinding, and how I did grinding was putting a Dremel grinder in the lathe, and I was grinding glass. And let's see. Well, this is actually not bad. This is the been working on this. If you remember how this thing looked, I've got photos of it on the Instagram. It was pretty ugly. We've been cleaning it up, and I've got replacement glass. Doesn't quite fit. It's about 40 thou too big lengthwise. So I've been grinding it down, and as I'm grinding it down, lo and behold, you can see it there. You see it there? It chipped. I've got others of these, so I'll make it work. I was with the North American Watch and Collectors, NAWCC. I'm a member now. I don't know what it stands for quite yet. NAWCC, the local chapter 35. If you saw my Instagram page, we were working on an old turret clock, an old tower clock that's set up at the bus station in Louisville, and they reconditioned this thing. It's gorgeous, just beautiful. And I was talking with a couple of the guys about some of the local watchmakers in there, and one of the guys does make custom glass. He charges quite a bit for the grinding and such, but so push comes to shove, I can get something. I just might have to pay a little bit for it, but in the meantime, it's coming together. All right, but enough of that. You've come here for the unboxing. There it is. I haven't even opened it yet. This is a replacement of the. This is another Illinois Movement 6S, I believe, is the size. Trusty Kershaw. Any notes? Any messages? Nope. Garbage. Alright, this is... Really? Alright, here we go. Some of these dinner napkins from a diner. Illinois, 903, 1929. 903, there it is. I have no idea about the condition of this thing. I don't know. I have no idea. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out together. Oh, before we do that, let's talk about what we've got here in the macro lens. Oh, by the way, I text my dad, let him know that I'm on. I tried to do a picture-on-picture with the old man, bring him into the stream so he can talk and listen, and I can talk with him, but he's not been feeling too well lately. So send out some thoughts and prayers to the old man, get him healed back up. All right, what do we have? Oh, let's talk about this. Get to the movement already, but okay, we're looking at the dial here. All right, so the dial I've been working on piece by piece, and I've been using a magic eraser. Use a little bit of warm water on this thing, and just, you know, don't want to do it too heavy. It's getting there. It's lightening up a little bit, but I think that dial's got some age to it. I mean, it's. I don't want to start losing the. Patina is one thing, but I don't want to start losing ink, you know. And there's just. There's a lot of dirt embedded into that thing. So if you got any ideas on lifting out that dirt, one of the boards I saw somebody talking about baby oil, another one using hot water. I kind of want to be real easy on this thing. So yeah, if you got any idea, by all means ping me. I'm on the Instagrams, or just put a comment below, as they say. All right, let's get to the movement. Let's take this watchmaker paper. It's very important. We like watchmaker paper. In a secure spot, like right there. All right. Okay, so we got a little dial here. Let's bring this. Take a look at the dial side first. Whoa! Careful, careful, careful. A little more, a little more. Ah. It's kind of a fun dial, right? I mean, take this away. People aren't going to go, hey, I can't see it. Blued hands, a little dirty. Well, quite dirty. I think that's just paint. It's not porcelain, it's just paint. Chipped at the ends. It's a fun dial. It's the back side. Oh, well, let's just be careful here. I'm going to roll this over real carefully, put this on the pith. Boop. There we go. Zoom this in. Like that. It's relatively clean, right? Let's see if we get any. You know what? I can't do that this way. I gotta. So it's kind of sticky, but there's a little bit of movement, but it's not like the old one where it's missing the pivot and it's just flopping all over the place. I feel pretty good about that. So let's take it apart. Dun, 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 dun. Oop. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oops. I want to see that little tiny piece of Rotocode. Got a tiny little screw I need to save, so we'll just put that right there. So now I'll take this. My hands in the way. Hands in the way of everything. Alright. Oh, wait a minute. I think I just missed something. No? Alright. Plastic. Whoop. Hey, someone sent me a message. Messages. Gina sent a link. What? What are you sending me, Gina? Sex to. Wait. Wait, who died? Wait. This makes for some incredible YouTubing, huh? Me just sitting here texting. But, so somebody from Illinois texted me that there's a funeral for somebody, and I don't remember. I don't know if I know this person, but I feel really bad if I do. To be honest, the cancer meds kind of screw with my memory a little bit, I think, because there's stuff that I just like do not remember. Alright, so I got a piece of plastic. It's half of a bag. I tore open, obviously. Put this over. Now, this is the Cali method. That's what I call it, the Cali method. Prior to this, I would use one of these, right? And it would slide underneath the hands, and then this thing would, these pries would go and boop, pop them up. This works much better because I lost a second hand doing it this way. And you pop it up and it goes bing, and it's gone. Gone, gone, gone. But this way, the plastic keeps it all together. So let's do some. There we go. They're very nice hands. The dial I'm not too sure about, but the hands I'll definitely keep. Alright, so now let's see how it's actually sitting in a frame. Got a screw there, a screw there. Alright, so let's undo the screws. And then what screw go there it is. It's not coming up. How is that? Is there a side screw? Man, this thing is filthy. Yeah, it's $5. I don't know what else to expect, you know? Alright. I was thinking maybe I could press down on the center post here, but I don't want to. Put undue pressure on the. No, I don't want to do that. It's got bad written all over it. So can I get underneath that dial? My luck is that dial is not. That's not the problem. Oh. Yay! I figured it out. Now we're going to need a nice small screwdriver for the side. This look at a screwdriver. Screw a little bit bigger. Let's go to. Hey, get in there. Boom, there. Just unscrew it a titch. Just a hair. Should be just 2 screws. But there we go. Not quite. Boom. All right, first thing I do, I'm going to screw these back in. So I don't want these things coming out. There we go. Message bank. Mikey looking good. Looking good. Oh, you got that cabinet set up. Dude, that's swish. That's really... If I could figure out how to use the laser cutter at the Makerspace, I'd do something like this. I can't even get the 3D printers to work, much less the laser printer to work. The laser burner thing, I don't know. But I can work the South Bend lathe and the Bridgeport mill, so that's all I need. But that's really cool, man. I kind of want to do something like that. Or have you do it for me? You got the big screen, rock and roll. That's pretty cool. All right, where are we at? All right, so there's the dial. We don't need that. I'll set that to the side. I never really want to throw anything away if we're going to use it again. All right, so what do we got here? Keyless looks in pretty good shape. Let's get this off before we lose it. Oop. I want to get these things off. Oop. It's the minute wheel, or the hour wheel, I should say. Sorry. What is that writing? What the? So I don't know what this is. This is kind of cool. I'll bring this in here. Hermity. Second mod. Hey, wait, is there something taping? Oh, it's you, Mike. Sorry. What's going on? How come? Trying to see how. Oh, there it is. So I have this separate screen for watching the people chat, but it was scrolled in the wrong direction, so I couldn't see anybody typing. So I'm an idiot. There we go. All right. So thank you. Nice camera setup. Thank you. Let me clock out of the cabinet. Can do it. Bottom blank will get a clock face. We should talk about that. The bottom blank? Let's take a look at that again. Why are you going to put the clock on the bottom? For anybody who wants to know, there's the cabinet, and he's laser etched photographs of his kids onto the panels. It's very cool, but I don't know if the clock goes on the bottom. I might put a clock up on top of it, you know, like whatever they're called. God, this is my memory going again. But anyway. All right, where am I at? Oh, what were we talking about? So this text, I want to do a little, get this dialed in here. Second mod. That's pretty crazy. In fact, that's so crazy that I'm going to take a picture of it. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. This is how we take a picture of it. The movement. This thing, I don't know. This is the bee's knees. And got this for Christmas. Whoops. Sorry, it goes like that. Goes like that. Fire up the camera like that, and then we take it, put it over like that, and there's the picture. Pretty cool. Yeah, this thing's the bee's knees. Now for the super macros, I've got, sorry, I'm trying to get the back in the pack. Swing, woo! A little dusty. Look at this bad boy. And the fun thing about this thing, unscrew it, and then it opens up the billows all the way. This thing is an insane macro, but you can't hold it by hand, and it needs so much light. I just can't use it. Now what I can do is bring it back in. This is a little easier to work with, but you still need so much light. And boop, look at it. Yeah, it says second mod. Anyway, macro, very cool, but the downside is that I need a lot of light. Now, on the plus side, I got a light box just over there. It's a nice big light box, and got me for a birthday or Christmas or something a while back. We got it for the woodworking, for my bowls and stuff, and it's pretty cool. Works pretty well. All right, so let's get back to this Illinois 903 second mod. I have to do a little Googling on that, but we're not here for the dial side, the keyless work side. We are here for the machine side. We are here for that. Balance wheel, balance cog, balance spring, the balance. So yeah, let's take a look at it. See what this is. Pegwood. Wow. Whoops. It's a nice fine point. It's a very light wood. But not like balsa, and the grain is very tight. Wait, you got burl? How much burl do you got? You got a lot of burl? Are we going to go into the burl business? You can keep the morels. I'm curious about the burl. Burl. All right, let's see what we have here. Let's first try and move it. It's sticky, but it doesn't feel like it's it doesn't feel like it's loose. It just feels sticky, like it's dirty, like the oil is just congealed. Oh, maybe 8:30 local time, and my wife has been at a HOA meeting since 6, and she was hoping to be done by 8. It's 25 after 8 now, which reminds me. Oh! What was that? Oh. Never mind. Everything's good. I'm not supposed to drink after 8:30, so I got to get my drink in now. So once again, this makes for some pretty bad YouTubing, but give me a moment. All right. Sorry about that. This whole not drinking until after not drinking after 8:30 p.m. is new. And last night as I was cleaning up at about 10 o'clock, I was cleaning up, shutting down the house, getting the dishes out of the way, and I had myself a handful of chips, tortilla chips, completely forgetting about the no drinking rule after 8:30. Oh my, I was on fire. I'm like, I need something to drink. I want to drink a huge drink of lemonade, but I couldn't. So that was my sadness of the day. Exciting. 66 acres, Mike. I am jealous. So I'm gonna have to come up with because you're 3 hours away, 2.5 to 3 hours away from me. You're a haul, so I'm gonna have to commit to an entire day to come out, because that's gonna be a long day. That's gonna be a long day. Leave here about 6, get there at 9, hang out till about 7, get home at 10. So I have to figure that out. But we could definitely go out and look for morals and stuff. So there you go. You would have dug the last when I went to the watch thing, or the clock thing I went to last Saturday. I posted on the Instagram the pictures. This thing was cool. You would have dug it. All right, enough chit chat. Let's look at this balance cock off. Let's take a look at this balance staff. A little nervous about this, people. A little nervous. All right, so first we're going to adjust this so that we can. Okay. Ta-da! So I don't know if this is disheartening or not. The camera's here, but the screen is over there. So I'm spending most of my time looking over here and not looking at the camera. I don't know if that's disheartening or stupid or something I should fix. Let me know. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, man. Do a little camping. Little bit of fishing. Actually, I got Grace a fishing pole the other day. She asked to go fishing. All right. So I stopped off at Cabela's. I had to get some pants, Cabela's pants. And we went through the fishing department. She's like, "Oh, fishing, fishing." And I'm like, "Well, let's get you a fishing pole." And she chose one. And it wasn't one of the ones with all the cartoon characters on it. It was just a normal fishing pole. So now Grace has got an official fishing pole. I'm going to get her practicing casting here in a couple days. I want to do it today, but man, we had some crazy thunderstorms. So Mike, probably they rolled towards you later in the day. We had some good thunder boomers. All right, enough chit chat. Let's get this thing done. There's the balance cock right there. All right, so we're gonna lift this bad boy. Yeah. All right, we'll do this. Give me a minute. I've got a movement holder. Let's say we use the movement holder. Genius. All right, so this screw is sitting proud. It's not down. It's like it's lifted just a hair, but it's snug. It's actually tight. It's telling me. I wonder if they use a different screw. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. So, watchmakers have these plastic canisters. I'll show this. Get this out. Get rid of this. You can buy these. People even 3D print them. You can buy these for like 20 bucks, 15, 20 bucks. They're just segmented containers. Nothing too fancy. Hobby Lobby, $2. $2. So we'll set that. Ooh, got a text from the wife. Once again, good video. Me checking my phone. Now. Oh God. Still going. I'm asking her if she needs an emergency call. Wink, wink. Alright, so we're gonna... Let's do this. I should have done this before. That goes in there. What goes in there? Goes in there. Breaking the law. Breaking the law. No. Breaking the law. Oh. Mm-hmm. Right now, you know what? I'm going to put this right. Yeah. That piece is actually for this watch, pocket watch movement. Maybe we'll fire that up sometime. Yoink. All right, now. Sometimes these things just a little stuck. Just a little stuck. Just give them a little. Give them a little. Just a little purchase. There we go. Now, I have no idea if this watch is under power or not, but I've got a way of doing this without worrying about that too much. First thing, so far that balance staff looks good. We're going to set that off to the side right now. All right. So if there's any pressure from the mainspring, it is locked because the pallet fork is locked in a position. It's like there's an escape wheel and the pallet fork goes back and forth, you know, cheek, 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 cheek. That's that little clicking sound. Well, it's locked in one position because the balance spring isn't there to like push it to the other direction. So it's locked. So what I'm going to do is there's a bridge that over the pallet. So I'm going to remove that, and then I'm going to take this oiler, this tiny, 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 tiny piece of metal right there. It's going to go into the escape wheel. Hold the escape wheel. I'm going to pull the pallet fork, and then I'm going to pull this. And if there's any tension on the spring, everything will just go on its own natural course. We don't want to do this. We want to do this carefully because if the pallet fork doesn't get pulled cleanly, the thing that starts. If this thing gets off to the side, it'll hit and then it'll break the pallet fork. Uh-oh. Dad's fading fast. Off to bed. Dad, get some good rest. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Let's take this thing apart. Mike, I did not know you're online tonight. I was trying to figure out with my old man to help me. I should have reached out to you. I was trying to set up a way to bring in a second person into this stream. And I've got an idea on how to do that. Because ultimately, I would like to see that this be a kind of a cool way to interview people. I don't know. Maybe. No, I don't know how it would look with somebody who's trying to interview while I'm like, you just keep talking, I'm going to be doing this. Da 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 da. But have conversations and whatnot. Anyway, if you're available later this week, maybe we could try something. We can get up. Oh, that's one I go. Needs a little coaxing. Just a touch of coax. Just there. Just. Looks good. A little dirty, but that's to be expected. All right. Let's get a nice little zoom in so you get an idea of what I'm looking at. This is the pallet fork right here, and that's the escape wheel. So if we were to move, there is a little bit of tension on that spring, which is okay. So what I'm going to do, let's see if we can. This is where we need a drum roll. This is where we need a drum roll. Alright, so this is going to go. Get my big meaty hand in here. There it is. Set the pallet fork to the side. It's not running. It wasn't a lot of tension, but it was enough to, you know, those little. Here, let's do this. Actually, we did that there. That's pallet fork. And those on the edges there are little pieces of ruby. Those rubies are held in between the tension of the metal bent on that end of that pallet fork, and, and a touch of shellac. So you can see where if there's a lot of power on that within that mainspring, and you pull it the wrong way when you're taking it out, that escape wheel starts spinning. It's not going to break the ruby, but it might either bend the pallet fork or knock a jewel out of its place. Not a good idea. So there we go. So we are here for. Let's get this back up. There we go. No kids this week. All right, so let's let me get with the little lady, see what the availability is for me to do another live stream, because I think it'd be kind of cool if I can get a second person in here and like talk and interview. The photo etch. No, actually, those are well, you know what? I don't know about manufactured. They're usually like stamped or photo etched. I know people make them by hand with files. I know it's insane, but yeah, a watchmaker will make those by hand. I don't know how. I've seen, like, I got a couple of people on Instagram that I follow that do make the parts by hand, and they wind up cutting the pieces fairly thick, you know, and then they just start filing it down until it's the thickness that they want, and it's impressive, you know, making those parts like that. But mass manufactured from 1924. That I do not know. All right, so we are here for this part. It's the balance wheel, balance cock, balance spring, but most importantly the balance staff. And the staff is the thing that runs between the upper and lower jewels. The original one I have, I don't know if you can dig it out, but we can get in here and see. This makes me happy. This makes me want to do a happy dance right here, right now. The one that was on the original watch, this whole thin part right here, gone. Oh. What's that? Is that a watchmaker signature? Let's find out. Check this out. Come on, come on. Oh no, 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 no. Be careful. Come on. Man, this thing's so touchy. See it? Whoop. Sorry about all the... Somebody scratched something in there. I don't know. There's something on that side too. Oh, shoot. Ah, come on, come on, come on. It's hard to get with the light. They're numbers. They're numbers etched into the bottom of it. I don't know. This is a bimetal. You'll see the little break right there. That's one piece, and then the other piece is the other side. There's a break right here. It's two different types of metal, and it allows the expansion and contraction as the weather changes. Hang on a second. Oh no! Sorry. Bad video tubing, I know. Typing. Oh, young guy. All right. So I'm rather happy about that side. Let's check the other side. Let's see what the other side is like. Not sure how I can show this. I don't want to mess with it too much because that spring will get all jacked up fast, but it looks good. It looks good. So that means I can go do my happy dance. All right, so we're going to put this like that. Set that to the side. Oh no, timber. All right. I can use the thing. That makes me very happy. It looks good. It looks like it'd be a good fit. I'm actually going to try the whole balance staff as it is, not take it apart, and put it in the other movement once I have the other movement back together. Right now it's in a million pieces and getting cleaned. So perhaps we'll start putting it together in the next stream. And Mike, if you're around this week, again, let me figure out when would be a good night to do it. But I've got a couple ideas for bringing you into the screen. You see me pointing at my computer, and then I don't know if it'll work, so we're complete test. If it doesn't work, we'll just delete it. But I'm actually thinking about using Appearin. If you haven't used it before, it brings in the audio and the video for like a teleconference, and I can bring in a browser window into the streaming, so I can have me, I can have the up close macro camera, and I can have a visitor. So yeah, let's. I'll ping you tomorrow on the Twitters, and we'll come up with something. I think that's about it. It is 10 minutes to 9, and this has been going on for quite a while. And so I think I'm done for the night. But again, it was a $5 movement on eBay, and I was just looking for that balance spring. The rest of it, and it looks good. The rest of the movement looks good. Even the mainspring probably works. I mean, it already had tension on it. Just use this movement instead of the old movement. I still have to work on the dial. I'm probably going to use the center pinion of this because the last center pinion got rusted along with the hands. They're very rusted. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to salvage those, but that'll be for another stream. I am still working out how to do the mechanics of all this, and of the camera. I've got a lot right here. I've got a small area to work with, and this camera, but I think it's a start. I think it's coming along. I've been building out some shelves in here, putting out some new stuff. I think it's coming. It'll be. Yeah, it's going alright. It's going alright. Yeah. I think that'll be it for tonight. Mike, thanks for tuning in. Dad, I don't know if you catch this later. Dad, get some good sleep. Keep getting your exercise. I know you're sore. I know the medication isn't helping, but stick with it, old man. Grace wants to go up and see you. Grace keeps asking about coming up and seeing Grandpa Lloyd again, so that you guys can go out in and deliver your little food truck. All right, so that's the stream for the night. I have no idea how long this has gone on. 40 minutes, 50 minutes. That doesn't matter. I think that's enough for tonight. So thank you all. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, let's just say goodnight. And once again, I'm at the point of turning this thing off. Distraction. All right, buddy. I'll ping you this week. Let's see here. Stop streaming. Oh, stream status is good. I think there's probably very little issues with streaming, so I think we're good there. All right, stop streaming. Am I sure? Yes, I'm sure. So